Okay, let's find the area and circumference of a circle. So you guys have done this before in other classes. This is going to be section 9.2 and area and circumference of a circle. Area and circumference of a circle. All right. Let's take a look at the formula for the area of a circle. And circumference. So area equals pi times the radius squared. And circumference equals 2 pi r. Or diameter times pi. Since diameter is 2 times the radius. Right, so those are our formulas. Let's do an example here. Let's find the circumference and area of a circle. Let's say I have this circle here, and it has a radius of 5. All right, let's first do our area. Area equals pi times the radius squared. The radius is 5, so I'll put a 5 in there. And 5 squared is 25. And then that would be units squared, whatever the units are, inches or feet. We didn't use any units for this one. So 25 pi units squared, that would be the exact answer because we're leaving pi in terms of pi. If you wanted the approximate answer, you would use 3.14 for pi. But we're not doing that for this lecture. We're just going to leave it in the answer exact in terms of pi. All right, let's do circumference. So circumference equals 2 pi r. 2 times pi times radius, which is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. And that would just be 10 pi units. Circumference is equivalent to perimeter. So circumference is just the distance around, all the way around the circle. All right, so that's area and circumference. Let's do a slightly different problem. Let's say that we have the area of the circle. Let's say we have this circle here. We have that circle. But we don't know the radius. But we do know the area. Let's say the area equals 100 pi, let's say inches squared. So there's my area. I don't know the radius, but let's say I want to find the radius, which is r equal, and let's say I also want to find the circumference, which is the circumference equal. So if I have the area, I know the area, so let's write down the formula for area. Area equals pi times radius squared. I know what the area is. It's 100 pi inches squared, so I'll plug that in for A. 100 pi inches squared, and that equals pi times radius squared. I don't know the radius, so I'll just leave that as r. Now I just want to solve for r. So I'll divide both sides by pi. And those will cancel. And I'll have radius squared. These will cancel too, incidentally. Radius squared equals 100 inches squared. And then I'll take the square root of both sides to get r by itself. And so r equals 100 squared is 10. Inches squared is inches. And so now I know my radius. 10 inches. And so how can I find circumference? I know that circumference equals 2 pi times r. And I know r now. R is 10 inches. And so my circumference equals 2 times 10 inches is 20 inches, so 20 pi inches. So my circumference is 20 pi inches. And again, we're leaving that in exact form in terms of pi. Okay, let's try a slightly different problem, but same idea. Let's say we have our circle again. And let's say that this time we know the circumference of the circle. This time we know the circumference equals, let's say 16 pi. So 16 pi, not inches. 16 pi, bear with me here, 16 pi centimeters. Let's say that is our circumference. I want radius and I want to know the area. I'm always going to go for radius first, even if they don't ask me for it. I need the radius to calculate area or circumference. All right, so we don't know this radius here. So since I have circumference, I'll write down the formula for circumference. Circumference equals 2 pi r. I know what the circumference is, so instead of c, I'll write the circumference 16 pi 16 pi centimeters equals 2 times pi times r. All right, let's divide both sides by 2 pi. It'll cancel, the pi's will cancel, and this will become 8. So I have radius equals 8 centimeters. That's good. That was easy. Radius is 8 centimeters. And now I want to find area once I know the radius. The area is easy. Formula for the area of a circle is pi times radius squared. I know radius. So the area equals pi times 8 centimeters squared. 8 squared is 64. So I have 64 pi, and then centimeters squared is centimeters squared. So my area is 64 pi centimeters squared. All right, that's it for circles.